Okay,
Good.
so who has the equipment? Where is the equipment, the tablet, the comlink, and the loggers in someone's possession?
Yeah, we have both in possession, myself and Damon. Damon's actually just behind me.
Oh, okay, okay. The first thing I need you to do is to get your tablet. You guys are using your own tablet, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Do you? I see you have the EasyScan app on there. We're going to do the ZoneScan first. We're going to do the ZoneScan loggers first. Do you have the ZoneScan Smart app downloaded on the tablet?
I do not.
Okay. Do you have internet access on that you can go into Google Play Store and download the ZoneScan Smart app?
Yes.
Okay. Go into the Google Play Store and download and just do a search for ZoneScan Smart.
Okay, it's installing now.
Great, okay.
So Max, you'll be able to kind of share a screen with as Eric's talking this through as well, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Another thing, is it okay with everyone if if I record this meeting and then upload it to YouTube for your reference later, under a private video? If not, that's totally okay. Just let us know.
Yeah, I don't have a problem. We probably have to ask Hannah if that's all right.
Okay.
Oh yeah, no, I mean I think that's totally fine.
Yeah,
I'm just here really to listen, understand.
Okay, yeah. It'll be a private video. This way you guys can refer back to it if you say, oh, what did he say? Oh, I can't quite remember. So this way you'll have it. So
it's just standard practice to ask beforehand. So
yeah, thanks for asking though.
Yeah, thanks, Max.
Okay, I'm to the point where it says company name.
Okay, go ahead and just put in San Jose Water. The company name isn't important. You can just put in anything you want there. Just SJW or whatever you want to, and then hit the next button. Then it's going to just run you through the initial setups. And then just let me know what screen it takes you to.
And I don't need to put the link serial number in?
Yes, you do. Actually, you do. That is the COM link. That is the serial number on the back of your ZoneScan COM link. This thing here.
Right.
Turn it over on the back of it, and you should see it's a CL820 number. Type it in exactly as you see it.
Max, do you have your video that you can? Okay, cool.
And then it's going to ask you to open up your Bluetooth settings. Go ahead and click on that. And then you just need to make a Bluetooth connection with turn the COM link on. Tap on your open Bluetooth settings, and then your tablet's going to do a Bluetooth search for the Bluetooth COM link. You'll see the CL820 number pop up, and make the pairing.
It says to make the pairing, and then it's got a PIN number it's asking for?
Yes, good, very good. Okay, the pairing code is 4 zeros, 0000. All of our pairing codes are 4 zeros. And then tap OK.
All right.
And now you should be able to hit check Bluetooth connection. And you should see the green checked link paired status appear. Yes?
Yep.
Okay. Now you can hit the back button, I think, at the top left-hand corner of the screen. And then you should get to what's called a logger set or loggers.
It's actually telling me that I got to get the hardware. Do I just put get hardware?
No, it should. You should.
To use this app, you need the radio link and sensor hardware from Guterman to make the radio link is paired.
Okay, hit OK. Hit OK.
It says get hardware or cancel.
Oh, geez. Hit cancel.
That usually happens if the comm link didn't connect or to
Yeah,
the
open
tablet.
up the ZoneScan Smart app again. You know what? Can we do? I think we might just do a team viewer if we can do this.
Yeah.
Can you guys download one more thing from the internet onto the tablet?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, let's download TeamViewer. That'll allow me to see your tablet screen. Go back into the Google Play Store and look for TeamViewer.
TeamViewer Quick Support.
Quick Support. Yeah, it's called TeamViewer Quick Support.
Eric, you're good to share your screen.
Okay. TeamViewer Quick Support is what we're looking for, and get that downloaded.
Yeah, it's downloading now.
Great. Okay, this will make things really, real easy. And then once it downloads, go through the open up process and everything, and then you're going to have an ID number that you're going to need to give to me.
Okay, I have the ID.
Go ahead.
It's 1699 570 805.
Okay, you're going to see me connecting to your tablet there. You should see me connecting.
There you go.
Yeah, give it a second. Okay, there we go. All right, let me find where's your ZoneScan Smart app? Open up, I can't see this. Oh, no, wait, there it is. ZoneScan Smart, let me open that up. Okay. Okay. I see the issue right now. CL. Read that CL number to me exactly as it appears on the back of the comm link again. It's a capital C, capital L, 820, and then it's a minus sign.
Yep.
And then what?
5. What is this one? Okay, it's after the minus sign. It's a 165 3.
Hold on. 165
3
/2.
Okay.
CL 821-653/2, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, there it is.
That's the one you put in first. Mhm. That one.
Okay, now in your box of ZONESCAN loggers, how many loggers do you have in that kit?
10.
Okay, can you give me the first serial number of the lowest number in numerical order? It's a 6-digit serial number. Every logger is a 6-digit serial number on the side of the logger. Give me the lowest number first.
Eric, are you screen sharing or no?
Oh, I'm sorry.
That way, Max and Hannah and all of us can see.
Hold on.
Thanks, Judy.
60.
Wait a second.
54.
How the heck do I get that now?
Okay, ready? You want
Hold
the whole
on,
number?
hold on a second. Hold on. I can't get my screen sharing here going. For some reason, the Zoom isn't popping up. Oh, there it is. Full screen, share. Okay, now you guys should see their tablet, right?
Perfect. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, give me that 6-digit serial number.
It's 514 052.
514
52.
052. Okay, hold on there. The tablet's now so really slow. 514 052.
Correct.
And then 514 061 would be the highest one then,
Correct.
right? Okay. Add, that gives you 10 loggers. Okay. Oh, shoot. No. Hold on here. Okay. Let me go into ZoneScan quick and check what your project name is. It's just San Jose, yeah. What I'm just doing is going through just the basic initial setup of the new app on a new tablet. You'll never have to do this stuff again. I'm just making sure everything is set up exactly right. JD, I'm not sure what the password is, so we're gonna probably, you know what, can you make a request? I think Steve Gillum's around. Can you make a request for him to reset the password?
Yeah, I'll shoot him a WhatsApp message.
Yeah. Just
Okay.
real quick reset the password so
Okay.
so I can put that in.
We could probably do it through, oh, you don't know it though.
I don't. I tried to type one in that I initially gave them back in 2016,
Okay, yep,
but
let me,
it doesn't work. So it's no surprise that someone changed it. So
okay, let me try.
just to get them going, then they can change it again.
What? No. I think so.
Okay, I think we're all set up. I think we're all set up here. So let me get you back to the main screen. And I'm going to let you take control of everything because I'm going to show you how to, oops, let me get our map that we were downloading. I was downloading a high-res map. It's still downloading. Okay, all righty. I think we are good to go here. So I'm going to close completely out of ZONESCAN Smart app. Okay, so the way this program, the way ZONESCAN works is that you are going to, each day that you want to take your 10 loggers and put them out in the field and deploy them for an overnight listening, you're going to open up your tablet and go ahead and tap on the ZONESCAN Smart app. I'm not going to control the tablet anymore. And that opens up the main map window. There are two menus that you're going to be concerned with. The one menu that we're going to work with right now is the three horizontal lines in the upper left-hand corner of the tablet. So tap on that. And that opens up your main ZONESCAN Smart menu. And at the top item on the menu is map, and that's followed by table. And then you'll see 4 steps: program loggers, deploy loggers, collect loggers, and get data and program. Those are the 4 steps that you're going to execute to do a complete listening and data collection with these 10 loggers. Today, you're going to program the loggers and you're going to deploy the loggers. And then they're going to sit overnight and do their listening. And then tomorrow, you're going to come back and collect the loggers, and then you're going to get the data from the loggers. And then the other menu items down the list are just you know, measurements is the stored measurements of old areas. And then we have projects and areas. If you go ahead and tap on projects real quick.
Eric, I just have one question. Eric, I might have been typing Steve a message. Did you go into general and change the settings for Imperial?
Oh, I'll do that then. Yep, I'll do that. Good catch. Hold on. Oh, but while we're in the project here, your project is San Jose. Okay, you will never have to add a new project to this menu window. So we're opening it up now for the first time, and this will be the last time that we open up this project window. The project is the project of San Jose is what I have in the Guterman server, where you're going to be sending your data every time you do listening activity. So the Guterman server is looking for data from San Jose, and it's this project name of San Jose that is tagged with your data, and that allows us to keep your data secure. make sure that falls into your project and no one else's project. So don't change the project. So you can hit the OK button. And now go back into the main menu in the upper left-hand corner. And below projects now is areas. Go ahead and tap on areas. Every time you deploy your loggers out into the field, you are going to create a new and unique area name. So you can see at the top there, new area. Go ahead and tap on new area. And then now you can type in anything you want here to identify your 10 logger deployment. If you want to do it by map number or street number or neighborhood name, go ahead and type in something. I'm assuming we're going to deploy these loggers today, correct?
Yeah, I'm not sure if we're going to deploy them today or not.
Okay, but we'll turn them on. If you want to, you're free to deploy them. If you don't want to, you don't have to deploy them. But go ahead and just type in another area name in case you do deploy them, like first deployment or something like that, whatever you want.
Eric,
Yeah.
you want to write this down?
Yes, go ahead.
Capital S, capital J, lowercase ZSS, 2020.
Okay. Okay, so first time deployment is typed in. Go ahead and tap OK. And you can see the area window is gonna store all of your areas over time. I created that test one a few minutes ago because you need one area to sort of be a placeholder. You can go ahead and delete that at any time then. But so your first time deployment is selected with the green dot. Go ahead and hit OK.
Eric,
And
I just have a really quick question. Sorry to interrupt here.
That's all right.
But, if how large can these areas be? Because I'm just wondering if they have to manually enter in areas every time deploy loggers, it could be a lot.
No.
So-
What's going to happen is these areas. That's just a name that they have 10 loggers in their possession, and they're going to deploy those 10 loggers in a little area somewhere. You know, down a street, down 10 blocks of a street or something, and that's all you're doing is just creating an area name for that little deployment of 10 loggers. So
Okay.
every time they take those 10 loggers out in the field and deploy them. Because what they're going to do, these loggers are going to be lifted and shifted. So you're going to deploy the 10 loggers. They're going to sit out overnight one night, and then the next morning you're going to pick them up, download the data from them, and then move them somewhere else and put them to another area somewhere. Okay. So each time that they put them in a new deployment, they're just going to create a new area name. This way you will know you're going to have eventually you will have a very long drop down list of all the areas where you deployed your 10 loggers. If they deploy loggers, 2 times a week, after 5 weeks, you're going to have 10 area names. And that is just, the area name then is just saving your data. So you always have your deployment data saved so that you can always go back and look at the historical data. So if they deploy the loggers in first deployment area that they just named today and collect the data, and then that will be saved and that data is going to get sent to ZoneScan Net, you'll be able to log on a year from now and look at the data from that night of deployment. Okay. You will see then, you'll see at the top of the screen then the first time deployment is the area that's at that blue title bar. So you now know that you're in the right area. Down at the bottom lower right hand corner of the tablet is a little map refresh button. It looks like a little target. You can tap on that, and that'll refresh your map, and the little person icon in the middle of the map then should be about where you're at. So now you've created a new area for your deployment. Go ahead and tap on the upper left-hand corner menu again. And hold on, while you're there, I'm going to make a setting change. I think it's in metric, and we want to sort of change that to imperial. And I don't want to show the total. Yeah, there it is. Let's change that to imperial. Okay, so we've created our area name. Now the next thing we want to do is program the loggers. So go ahead and tap on the program loggers. And what the program loggers is now, there's your list of your 10 loggers that you're going to deploy in your area that you just named. Each logger has a green checkbox after it, which means that that logger is going to be turned on when you do the initial programming. If you do not want to deploy all 10 loggers and you just want to deploy 5 and you don't want to turn on all 10, you can just uncheck 5 of the loggers and those unchecked loggers won't turn on. But also too, if you turn on all 10 loggers and you then go out and take the loggers out in the field, you don't have to deploy all 10 loggers. If you only deploy 8 of them, ZoneScan Smart is going to know that you didn't deploy 2, and that's okay. There's no harm done for turning on all 10 loggers. If you use them all, great. If you don't use them all, that's fine too. ZoneScan Smart is called ZoneScan Smart because it's smart about that, and it'll know that, hey, you know what? They only deployed 8 loggers. I'm not going to worry about the 2. So now you're going to hit the next button at the bottom of the screen, and your comm link should be on. Now at this point, this is your radio and measurement settings, and I'm going to turn the correlation on for you automatically. This is your radio and measurement settings. There are 2 settings, noise level measurements and correlation. They both have the ability to be turned on or off. There is no reason to turn either of these off anymore. They're both on. The green sliders at the right-hand side are turned on, so you don't have to ever turn these off again, because basically you're programming the loggers to turn on tonight and capture noise level measurements and correlation. These loggers capture two types of data. And once we start sending data up to ZoneScan Net, I'll talk, and when we get to that part of the training in a few days, I'll talk about the details of these 2 types of measurements that the loggers are capturing. But for right now, for programming, you just want to make sure that they're both on. If you never turn these 2 green sliders off, they're always going to be on when you get to this screen. So they're both on. Go ahead and hit the start button at the bottom of the screen, and this is going to start the connection process. You'll see at the bottom of your tablet screen now, it's waking up the loggers 16%, 20%, 23%. So the comm link now is reaching out to the loggers. It's a radio connection between the comm link and the loggers, and it's now waking up the loggers and basically saying, hey guys, all 10 loggers, you're being called into action tonight to do leak detection. So now the comm link is going to reach out and turn on all of the loggers one at a time, and it'll just proceed in numerical order. And once it reaches out to a logger, you can see under the status now of programmed, and that basically says that this logger, the noise level measurement and the correlation, the 2 green sliders that we turned on the previous screen, this logger is now prepared to do its listening. And the preset time that these loggers are going to listen is 2 a.m. So this turn on feature is basically telling these loggers, hey guys, it's 7:33 a.m. right now. When the clock hits 2 a.m., you're going to start doing your listening for 1 hour. So now that you have these loggers turned on, you really have all day to deploy them, because they aren't going to do anything until 2 a.m. tomorrow morning. So once they're programmed, they're going to shut off, and they're just going to be waiting for you to deploy them out in the field. So you're under no pressure right now to get them out in the field and deploy them. These loggers aren't going to go off, for another handful of hours here till 2 a.m. Now you can see it's run down and it's programmed. You can see it's missed one of them. If it ever misses one like this, you'll see it as missed or not found. And once the comm link reaches out and programs the last numerical log, you'll see a green button at the lower left-hand corner now. Retry the one missed. So go ahead and tap on retry one missed, and it's just going to go back and look for that logger 514053 that was just missed when it went through the communication. It's rare that you'll miss a logger like this, but it happens every now and then. It's just the radio frequencies just didn't match up. So the comlink's now going out and reaching out and waking up that one logger. It found it now, it programmed. Now it programmed all 10. Now it moves you to the next step in the process, which is, as you can see at the top of the screen, this is now the deploy logger. You are all done with the comlink. You can turn the comlink off. These loggers now know that it's 7:35 a.m. in the morning, and they are just waiting for 2 a.m. to come rolling around on their internal clocks to start doing their listening. But before they do their listening, you need to deploy these loggers out in the field. So up in the upper right-hand corner, you can see a deploy button. And what you're going to do is you're going to drive to your first location, your first valve. You're going to open up the valve lid. You're going to clean off the valve, make sure that the logger can be placed down on the valve, and you have nice magnetic connection or metal to metal connection of the logger on the valve. And once the logger is successfully deployed on the valve, you are going to tap on that blue deploy button in the upper right hand corner. So go ahead and tap on it. And what's going to happen, oh, I should mention first that the loggers are going to be deployed in numerical order. So you want to, when you tap on, you can tap on this deploy button and this deploy logger window pops up that shows you the exact number of the logger that you should be deploying. So you tap on the button, you see 514052, pull that logger out of your kit, deploy it down on the valve, okay, make sure it's got a good connection on the valve. And then what you are going to do, once the logger is deployed, you are going to hold the tablet over top of the valve location, because what we were about to do when we hit that OK button at the lower right-hand corner of that window, you are going to engage the GPS plotting of the logger. But the plotting is done not by the logger. There's no GPS in the logger. The GPS plot dot is put on the map through the GPS in the tablet. So you want to sort of hold the tablet over top of the valve that you just deployed the logger in. And once it's over top of the valve, you hit the OK button. So go ahead and hit the OK button. And you will see now logger 514052 has been deployed. And you'll see a gray dot with the 6-digit serial number over top of the logger. And the logger has now been successfully deployed. And at the bottom of the screen, you'll see deployed 1 in that light blue band. And your job now is to drive around and deploy all 10 of your loggers, continuing to hit the button. The next logger in numerical order pops up. Lower the logger down into the valve, and then hit the OK button to GPS plot the logger. And what you want to do is, once you're done, is once you deploy a logger, take a look at the map and make sure that that logger is in the right location. Remember, this tablet is using the GPS satellites to plot this location. Now and then GPS is a little off. It's getting much, 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 much better. Some of these plots are dead on to where you're at. But if you would ever get to a point where the logger just didn't get plotted right where you were at, you can long press on the logger. Go ahead and long press on that logger on the map. Just put your finger on and hold down on it for about 2 seconds or so. And you can see move device. So tap on move device. And now you have 10 seconds to tap anywhere on the map. Take your finger and just tap anywhere on the map. And you can see it moves the logger. So you can fine tune the placement of the logger just by, and you can do that as many times as you need to get that logger exactly where you want to. So a long press on the logger, move device, you get 10 seconds to tap anywhere else on the map and it moves the logger. So you want to, your job deploying loggers is to make sure that you're deploying all 10 of your loggers in accurate locations as they exist out in the field. Okay. And then once you go through and deploy all 10 of your loggers, you're done for the day. You turn off the tablet, and now you let the loggers sit overnight and do their data collection. Okay.
Yeah, sounds good. Oh,
Any questions on that?
Real simple. Real simple. Real simple.
Yeah, and Max is going to send everybody on this Zoom call today the walkthrough, the tutorial video, so that way when you're out there using it, you can use this as a reference to go to.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing. If you guys want to deploy these loggers today, you can. Just long press on this one logger and move it to the location that you actually put it out in the field, and then continue to deploy your other 9 loggers, and you're good. If you choose not to deploy today, these loggers are still going to do their listening at 2 a.m. tomorrow morning, and that's okay. It's junk data. You don't have to worry about it. But if you don't deploy today, every time that you do deploy, you got to go through that program logger feature. So you're going to have to go in. If you don't deploy today, but you decide to deploy tomorrow, you have to start all over and do that reprogramming of the loggers, because these loggers are set for 2 a.m. tomorrow morning, and there's no change in that now until 2 a.m. comes rolling around on the clock. So don't think that, oh, I programmed the loggers, I didn't get them out today, I can deploy them tomorrow. You got to reprogram them with each passing day. Okay.
Yep. And I always like to reiterate that every time we redeploy, we recreate a new area.
Always create a new area when you deploy. New deployment, new area name. New deployment, new area name. New deployment, new area name. Yep.
Yeah, Hannah, you had a question?
Yeah, thanks. So the noise and the correlation, noise listening and correlation settings, I see you can control. Is that a global setting, or is there a way to, like, if you have just particular loggers that you want to like shut off, you don't need data from them?
Yeah.
Good point. That shutting off an individual logger. I'm going to sort of zoom back here on the tablet here to show you where you're at. The program log, when you tap on program loggers, you get your logger list. This is their roster of loggers. It's at this point that you can uncheck loggers to say that you don't want to turn them on. So let's say the team out in the field says, you know what, we only want to deploy 5 loggers. They could uncheck 5 of these loggers and then hit the next button, and the comlink will only reach out and turn on the 5 loggers that are checked. Okay. And then the noise level measurements and correlation. These are 2 features that you can actually, this feature not only tells the loggers that they're going to do noise level measurements and correlation, which is basically 2 data points of collection, but it also telling you what time they're going to do that. And the operator does have the ability to change the time that the loggers do their listening. As you can see right now, the start time is 2 a.m. Well, I can go in and click on start time and change the clock, you know, to go off any time that I choose it to go off. The default and the best setting for these loggers is overnight listening.
Yeah.
And we typically set that from 2 a.m. to 3 a.m. So the start time is 2 a.m. The duration is 1 hour. They're going to listen for an hour. Okay. And then the correlation also starts at the same time that the noise level measurement started. So that starts at 2 a.m. Okay, so that's turning loggers on and the timing.
Okay, thanks.
Okay.
Did that
So
help, Hannah? Okay.
Great. So now we're back at the main screen. We have 1 logger deployed in this little deployment that we're doing. If the team decides to deploy the loggers today, all they need to do is go into the main menu and jump right to the deploy loggers screen. you'll now see that at the bottom of the screen, one logger has already been deployed, which is that 052 that we just deployed. And then they're going to continue to go through and deploy the other 9 loggers, okay? Which, again, you can choose to deploy them today. If you choose not to, that's fine. But tomorrow, if you decide to deploy, you got to go back into the menu and start with the program, create a new area name, and then start with the program logger and turn the loggers on again so they know to turn on at 2 a.m. tomorrow morning. Okay?
Got it.
Got it.
Great, great. That's ZoneScan. What I want to do for the training then is really end it right there as far as ZoneScan Smart goes. And then once you guys do a deployment, we will get back on a call and I will help you do the collect logger and get data and program logger feature. There's really not much we can do right now because you have no data. The loggers haven't been deployed yet, so there's nothing to collect. So when you do get to that point, you can work with JD and say, hey, you know, we're going to deploy next Tuesday or whenever it is. We can schedule that, do your deployment, and then we'll schedule training for the next day to do the collect logger and to get data and program logger features. Okay. Real simple stuff though. Real simple. ZoneScan Smart.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. Do we, while we're together, do we want to go over some EasyScan stuff?
Yeah, we do, but we're going to move locations. It's going to take us about 3 to 5 minutes. We're starting to get a lot of trucks in the yard and stuff, so
Okay.
we're
That's fine.
going to move. So we'll stay on the meeting. We're just
Stay
gonna,
on.
we're going to move locations in the yard. So if you just give us a couple minutes.
Okay. And I'm going to get out of your tablet there, so I'm going to
I'm
disconnect.
gonna
from the
refresh
team
some coffee
viewer.
while we're in a little break here.
Great. All right. Let's take 5.
Sounds good. We'll see you guys in a few minutes. Huh? Yeah, I'm just going to move the truck right over there. Where's that guy at? Huh? Where was he at? It's right here.
Are they offline?
They're just taking a break. Like this, that way you can do it on one side, I can do it on the other side. Yeah, that's something.
Okay, where are we at here?
We're just setting up right now.
Okay, great. Have you used the EasyScan yet, or no?
We gave it a shot.
Okay, okay.
Hey, Eric, so before we get rolling here, we have an email. I don't know if you recall this, but it's going to be Jake Walsh's for the email account to send it to ZoneScan
Oh, okay.
to put in that tablet if we need to.
Mhm.
So it's jake.walsh@sjwater.com.
What is it again?
It's the user is jake.walsh@sjwater.com. And then the password, do you want that while we're talking?
Yeah, may as well. Yep.
Capital S, lowercase ANJ, OSEES 20.
No, wait, hold on. No, wait. Capital S, small a, N, J, O, S, E. What is it? San Jose
ES 20.
ES 20. Okay.
And just so Hannah and Mark, you know, these are temporary just because it's on loan. Oh, I'm sorry, David. I thought you walked away.
Oh no, we just got
These are temporary logins because it's a loaner kit. So if you purchase, you can create these passwords however you want. Then
Great, thank you.
if we have to change the email to log it or send it to ZoneScan, we can also do that.
Okay.
Let's do the remote control again on TeamViewer. What was your can you open up your TeamViewer quick support and give me your partner your ID number again? I shouldn't have disconnected, but I did.
Ready?
Yep.
1699.
Yep.
570 805.
Okay, that's already there. So let me get that. I'm going to connect to the tablet again and. Okay, great. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. All right, so now the EasyScan. Let me get this set up. A
lot of this might have been done prior to send out for.
Yeah, I'm just making sure.
Oh, so that's
What's
not it.
yeah? What's the server project name?
So I sent you an email of that if you want to just look at that. The way you can see it exactly how it's typed.
Yeah, hold on. You sent me an email.
I just did, you and Max.
Okay. There we go. Okay, hold on. Project is San Jose. ES. User San Jose. And then the password we got, okay. Server project. Oop. Server username. And the password was, oops. Oh, let me do that one more time. Okay. Okay, on your EasyScan kit, your comm link, which is that little device on the lanyard, there should be a very small printed serial number. Does that match what's on your tablet here? 35000025.
Yes.
Okay. All right, go ahead and turn on that little comm link. And I think you guys already made the pairing, so I see
Right.
it there. And then I'm going to check Bluetooth connection and.
Yeah, Mark, you've used it a couple times. You
Okay,
said.
you guys have used it, so all this, the sensor and the blue sensor should be correct. Okay, so.
Yes.
Okay, so EasyScan is basically you're using these two sensors to turn them on within a matter of seconds. Deploying the loggers, again, you're deploying just like you do on the ZONESCAN Smart app. You guys have done a couple of these deployments, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you're going to go in, you're going to start with correlation. The measurement time is the time, this stopwatch is what you're setting to give yourself enough time to deploy these sensors. Remember, this isn't a real time. Basically, you're turning on the sensors, and this little stopwatch is telling the sensors that, hey, you're going to start turning on and doing your listening in 10 minutes. So that gives you then 10 minutes. Once these sensors are programmed to do their listening, they're going to hold off and not start listening for 10 minutes. And this gives you enough time then to go out in the field, to go out to the two valves, lower your sensors down. I sort of like when I do a listening event, and I'm, let's say, listening, between two hydrants. I go and I open up the hydrants. I make sure that the valves are all good and ready to go. So then I can reduce the time of my stopwatch down, so I'm not waiting 10 minutes. And if I'm on a typical city block and the valves are 500, 600 feet apart, it's only going to take me about 2 minutes. Once these sensors are programmed to go off or to go on, really, it's only going to take me 2 minutes to walk down to one end, deploy the red sensor, walk down to the other valve, deploy the red sensor. So I set it at about 2 minutes. You hit next. It's going to program. You get the program sensors. You hit program. It's connecting to the link. And now it's going to reach out and wake up the sensors, just like it did with the ZONESCAN Smart. The comm link now is reaching out. You need to have all of your equipment fairly close by. It's a low power radio signal between that comm link and the sensors. So usually I just wear that comm link around my neck, and I'm carrying the two sensors in my pocket, and I've got the tablet in my hand. So now it's programming the red sensor. Red sensor's been programmed. Programming the blue sensor. And now it just goes into this screen. You can see the clock starting to count down. How to deploy a sensor, walk to the sensor's position, attach the sensor, you're gonna hit next, and then deploy using the down green button. So you see now you're on the deploy red sensor, so you're going to walk to wherever you're at. The green deploy button in the upper right-hand corner gets deployed. And now you walk and you deploy the blue sensor. You walk down the street, you deploy the blue sensor, and now you can see at the bottom of the screen, deployment is finished. And now the clock is counting down. That 1 minute and 45 seconds is how much time you still have left over to get the loggers deployed. So they are not listening at this time. This is just saying that the measurement is going to start in 1 minute and 30 seconds. So you had plenty of time to, to go out and lower the sensors down onto the valves. And there's those strings in the kit to help you lower the sensors down safely onto the valves. These sensors, as well as the ZONESCAN loggers, all you need to do is make sure that you got good metal-to-metal contact on the bottom of the logger to the valve. Neither the EasyScan or the ZONESCAN, they don't need to be perfectly upright. They can do their listening in a cockeyed position if they're leaning over a little bit, or even if they're deployed sideways or even upside down. As long as the bottom of that logger and sensor is making contact with the valve or the metal of the pipe or the pipe of the hydrant, you're good. You don't have to worry about balancing these perfectly so they're standing upright. The upright position does not impact its ability to capture the necessary sound to do the leak detection.
Right.
So
What about the quick question right here? What
Yeah.
about the durability? What if we accidentally it drops or
you know what,
falls?
these EasyScan sensors have that nice rubber coating around them. They're going to be fine. As long as you're not using them to pound open valve lids or anything like that. I've dropped them in valves too, and they'll be fine. Now you can see the clock turns over to a red. During this red countdown, this is when the loggers are doing their listening. So try to be quiet. If you have your truck running, turn off your truck. So the loggers are given, their full allotment of time. And now they've completed their listening, measurement finished. And now it just asks you to go collect the sensors. So you're going to go pick up the red sensor. You're going to go pick up the blue sensor. And now you're going to read the sensors. So you're going to tap the read button.
Yeah.
And again,
Can I jump in?
yeah, go ahead.
I've had customers before, they've tried to read the sensors, in a long distance. We actually have to collect the loggers, and have them in our hand.
Yeah, it's a very, very low power. It's
Yeah.
a very low power radio frequency out of that comm link.
I found that out the first time.
Yeah,
It didn't read it.
yeah, it's not going to read it.
Eric,
Yeah.
one more thing, if you have one of your little handy clips to show them how to connect to brass.
Oh yeah. I do. What I like doing is keeping one of these clips. These are just nothing more than those binder clips that you get at Staples or Home Depot. Staples or Office Max. If you have to put your loggers or your sensors down on meter settings, usually they're all brass. There's nothing magnetic. Instead of trying to just balance that logger or that sensor on the shutoff valve, get one of these clips. You can clip it right on the shutoff valve and then fold the wings down, and now you've got a magnetic connection for your logger to sit on.
That's awesome.
That's a great
Okay.
idea.
Yeah, this works well for your 820 loggers.
Yeah, and these things are dirt cheap. You get a bunch of them, put them in your kit, and then you're never going to be left. I hate just balancing these loggers in a meter pit because there's nothing flat in a meter pit. Everything's cockeyed and everything, and you end up just trying to balance the logger and using an old paper cup that you find next to the street to keep it balanced. Don't do that. Yeah, just get yourself some clips, put it on the shutoff valve, fold down the wings, and now you've got a nice secure place for the logger to sit. Okay. And now getting back to our EasyScan deployment, as what usually happens when you deploy the loggers right on top of one another, you're going to get an attention loggers deployed one above, which we just did. So your calculation is going to fail because of that. But that's deploying the loggers, and then once you get to the once the data is downloaded, then, and I think you probably you didn't do any. Okay.
I don't think we saved.
We didn't save
Oh,
anything.
you didn't save it. You know what? Hold on
What-
a second.
can
Hold on a
we-
second. Hold on a second.
Can we run it again and separate? Because I wanted to ask a question. On,
Yes, we can.
stuff.
Yeah, you'll just have to move the loggers
Yeah.
Yeah,
in that room away from each other.
yeah. If you do walk them a little bit, it can help. Do you want to do another?
Yeah.
You
Can we
want to
do one more?
Yeah, let's do another one.
Question on difference.
Go ahead and you control it. Go ahead and tap on correlation. Set it to just for like 1 minute now. Yeah, just move it down to 1 minute now. Hit next. Hit your program. Connecting the link, and keep this link charged up too. There's a charging cable in the kit. Charge it up overnight. It's just like a cell phone. I mean, it works better with a full battery. You're going to get a little bit stronger radio signal too if the unit's fully charged up. So after a day of use, you can easily get a full day of use out of the device. Just overnight, then just plug it in and let it charge up overnight. That will help immensely too with the radio connection, and you might get a little farther radio connection. I have downloaded one time when they were sitting on two hydrants, and I was standing directly in between the two hydrants. So go ahead and walk somewhere and deploy the red sensor and see if
You got to take the tablet too, correct?
yes, because the deployment is done with the GPS is done with the tablet and not really the sensor.
Got it.
So if you give it just enough breathing room, I've done demos in across a room too.
You hit the top green button to play. Okay.
Now go deploy your blue sensor. Walk a little bit. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I can see it moving now. Okay, so your deployment is finished, and you got 46 seconds left. So let's let that do that. I think that'll give them enough space in between the two for ZONESCAN Smart to be happy. And that's all we're trying to do is keep ZONESCAN Smart happy. And you do have the ability to send this data that you collect on your EasyScan up to ZoneScan Net. I typically don't use that. I'm usually using the EasyScan as a quick device out in the field. I want to pinpoint my leak right away. But feel free to send your data up to ZoneScan Net to store it and to save it, so you have a historical record of where you've been and what leaks you've found with the equipment. You can print out your reports if you want to print out any reports. Then you can do that. All the fun stuff that you do with the ZoneScan Net.
I believe that was one feature that Andy and Jake did like.
They liked, yeah.
That they can hold the data here.
Yeah. So go ahead and collect your sensors now, and then read them and see if we gave them enough space. Did you guys have a specific question about EasyScan?
The one was about like the measuring, how it measures, where it says
okay. Okay. Yep.
Or,
Yeah. We'll get into that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It missed the red sensor. Let's hopefully it'll go back and find it then.
Just repeat it.
Yeah, hit repeat synchronization. Yeah, yeah. Huh. Hmm. Hmm. Try repeat one more time. Let's do this one more time.
The serial number could be wrong.
No, we've done it. Yeah, we've done it. We will check that though, because yeah, they said they've done it though. Oh,
Yep.
we did. My demo that I just did 5 minutes ago did it.
Yeah.
I sometimes have to have that comm link literally in between the two sensors.
Yeah, yeah. It's all right there. I'm sure they're right there.
Yeah, that's what we have. It's actually exactly like that.
Yeah, yeah. There you go. There you go. There we go. And then now it's going to calculate the result. We had spaced them far enough, so EasyScan's happy. So it's going to calculate the result. And then you get this little leak found. So go ahead and tap on the Show Result button. And then in the save correlation, the comment is automatically generated by the map and your GPS plotting. So go ahead and just hit save. Okay, now this is where, in order to pinpoint your leak, you need to put in the pipe. You need to manually draw the pipe in between the two sensors. You've got two choices below. You've got either straight pipe and a single material, or bent pipe and a mixed material. If the pipe is the same, even though you might be correlating on an L, as long as your pipe material and diameter doesn't change in between the two sensors, you can just go ahead and pick the straight pipe and single material. But if your pipe material changes diameter or material in between your two sensors, then you would need to pick the bent pipe.
Okay.
Okay, so go ahead and tap on bent pipe, because the single pipe's easy to do. Tap on bent pipe, and then it's going to give you a quick tutorial on how to draw a pipe. But I'll talk to you a little bit more about that. So hit OK. And this is This is really short. It's basically what you're doing is in between your two sensors, and I'm going to take control of the tablet here a second. You can see down below here the pipe starting at the blue sensor, and if I hit the arrow button, this opens up the whole line between the two sensors. Okay, so you roughly put them about 14 feet apart, and because you selected the bent pipe, ZONESCAN is going to divide that single length of pipe into two equal parts, 7.1 feet and 7.1 feet. Okay, and you can actually go onto the tablet and sort of grab the pipe and sort of bend it. You can see how I'm sort of bending it to sort of match how it is out in the field. So if this pipe looked, like I just drew it, the EasyScan is going to automatically measure your two segments of pipe. And you can go ahead and continue to slide the map around. It takes a little bit of practice, because you're basically just sliding the map around underneath the pipe to draw your two segments of pipe. Okay, so in this case here, let's say these two loggers were between two or an L configuration of pipe. down one street, taking a left-hand turn and going down another street. This is what it would look like. So starting from the blue sensor, we'd have a length of pipe emanating from the blue sensor going 169 feet down to the corner, which is this dot now right underneath the trash can. And then a right-hand or a left-hand turn being made, and then the pipe running another 170.8 feet down to the red sensor for a total pipe length of 340 feet, okay? If I'm happy with that L configuration, I'm gonna then hit save and continue. However, if there is another junction or bend of pipe, you would tap on the plus here, and now this half length of pipe between the blue and the blue dot in the middle is going to get divided exactly in half. And then you'll amend that pipe as if it was the single length of pipe like we were doing here. So all you're doing is just dividing and subdividing and subdividing and subdividing your halves of pipe, okay? Now, most of the time, you're only going to have 2 or maybe 3 segments of pipe in between your 2 sensors. So in this case here, let's say I did have a third segment. I'm going to hit the plus, and now you can see I've got a new dot in between the blue sensor and my bend. I'm getting a lost connection on my team viewer here. It's trying to connect.
It does take some practice, Mark Damon, too, drawing the pipe.
It does take a little practice and finagling, but you can always tap on the trash can and get rid of the pipe and start all over. You're never gonna lose the GPS coordinates of the A and the red and blue sensor. So now I've got a new node in between my on my blue side of the half pipe, and now I can take this node and move it. Oops, a little too far. Uh-oh. It's a little the team viewer's a little jumpy here, so again, you know, I'll review it real quick again here. Exit without saving. Okay, so you just got you just deployed your loggers, you got your data, and I'm on an L-shaped pipe, and I've got 2 different types of pipe material. So I'm going to tap on the bent pipe or mixed materials. I get the little tutorial. I hit OK. And then I like hitting this arrow, because right now you're just seeing the half of the pipe from the blue to the, now you told EasyScan that you got 2 segments of pipe. So now it's automatically assuming that there's 2 segments of pipe. So it's going to show you the blue to the middle. But if you hit this little arrow, this sort of gives you a better representation of what you're working at. So now I've got starting from the blue sensor to a node exactly in between the 2 to red sensor, and then the red half of the pipe. Okay, and and that node that you're seeing on the graph at the bottom is represented by a node on your map. I finagle the map a little bit to get my pipe to do my L bend. And you can see now the distance of the 2 lengths of pipe are updated. And now I want to do one more bend in between the corner and the blue sensor. So I'm going to hit the plus button. That puts a node in between the blue sensor and the first pipe node. I can take this now and bend it a little bit. And now you can see I've got 2 lengths of pipe, 57 feet, 69 feet. Then if I scroll over more, I've got my 97 feet back to the red. So now I've created 3 segments of pipe. I'm going to save and continue. And now you got to enter the pipe diameter and material of each of the segments that you create. So now I'm going to hit OK. So you can see on the map, the first segment is highlighted in green. So you would put in the material, and we just have a simple drop down, the material and diameter of that green segment. And then you hit next pipe. And the second segment of pipe will now become green, and you put in your material and diameter of that next segment of pipe. and then you finally hit next pipe, and now the third and final segment of pipe, and you put in your material and diameter. You hit save, and now it's going to calculate where the leak is located on the pipe. And so there, in this case here, the leak would be 91 feet from the blue sensor and 132 feet from the red sensor. Okay,
As
and
it's
then
drawn in on the map.
and then up in the corner here, you'll get your percentage of quality of the correlation. 97% is really good. And then you can look at the correlation graph, this little button in the upper right-hand corner. You can tap on that, and this gives you the correlation graph, which is the data that the sensors are using and doing a graphical representation of. This top graph is the sound, the common sound emanating from the length of pipe. You can see in the upper left-hand corner here, blue sensor, and then upper right-hand corner, red sensor, and then the distance of that peak. That peak of the graph is the common sound that is the leak on the length of pipe. And the distance number of 91.2 feet is the length or the distance that peak is from the blue sensor, and the 132.5 is the distance of the peak if you measured from the red sensor. And then there's your quality, 97%, and then the hertz range. 1082 to 1342, that's the hertz range that the sensors were listening in, that they thought was the best filter range for the listening to occur. You really don't have to do, the EasyScan does automatic filtering, so you don't have to worry about fiddling around with the filtering or anything. The EasyScan always does that. Just always keep the auto button, the auto feature. If you click on manual, you can see what happens to the graph, and you can see what happens to the quality of the correlation. Manual just is EasyScan just listening to all the sound that they happen to pick up when they were out doing their leak detection. By activating the auto button and turning it blue, it really fine tunes and sharpens the listening of the sensors, and you can see the difference that it'll create. So now it's got a 97%. I'm 97% positive that this is the leak, and it's located, 91.2 feet from the blue sensor. So you can see the difference between the auto and manual. So always make sure that auto is selected. When you're in the manual mode, that purple shaded area represents the wide window that you're using, and you can see the hertz, 130 to 1365. It's a very wide window, and when the sensors are listening at that very wide window, they're picking up all kinds of sound, and there's just too much other sound going on, and they can only think that the leak is 36%. Now they're still hearing the leak. There's still a peak there, but because the filter, because there's no filter, you're getting all this other junk noise. Turn on the filter. It eliminates a lot of that other junk noise, but the leak noise is right there, and you can see how it fine tunes the distance also. In manual, the leak is 101 feet or 102 feet from the blue sensor. When I engage the auto, it fine tunes it down to 91 feet from the blue sensor. So you would have been off a little bit if you would have gone with the manual. But it's a low percentage of manual. You wouldn't be digging anyway. So tap on auto. So just keep the auto filter on is basically what I'm saying.
Mark, Damon, do you have questions?
Yeah, I do have a question. We on the leak finder that we use now, a lot of times we move what we call the coherence in, so we can get the different hertzes and stuff.
Yeah.
Because we deal with a lot of electrical boxes. We deal with
Yeah.
lots of different ambient noises. With the manual, are we able to do that? I see that there's blue.
You can do it with either. You can take these little sliders. No, wait, maybe hold on. Can I do it, or is it just laggy? If I go into manual, I think I can. You can move these little blue sliders up here. You can move them. However, oops. I think you can take your finger and move those. I'm having a tough time doing it.
Yeah, you can widen that
Yeah,
or
you can widen
make
them.
it
There
as
you
small as
go.
you need.
Someone's playing around with it.
Yeah, that's me, Damon
Yeah.
and I.
But with electricity, even on the manual here, you can see okay, hold it right here at the auto. It's using, EasyScan is using this range of 1082 hertz to 1342 hertz to find its leak. Electricity runs at 60 hertz. So 60 hertz is way down here at the very left of the hertz graph. So it's not even using 60 hertz to do its leak calculation. So
Okay.
it's not even hearing the 60 hertz hum of electricity. It's only using this narrow window way up here at 1000 hertz to do its leak detection. Okay, and many times you'll see that that it's not even going down into the 60 hertz range. So this auto feature does know what electricity is and is automatically filtering out electricity.
Mark, you'll find that pretty common throughout the Guterman product because we notch out that.
Yes, yeah, we notch out electricity with all of our equipment. So yeah, you don't have to worry about electrical hum screwing up, and you don't have to worry about filtering out electrical hum. It's automatically done for you. We know what electricity is. Why would we even include it in there to have you have to filter it out? No one
Right.
wants
What about with I know that when we get onto larger AC pipe, that the hertz comes down, and that's
Yes.
usually where we have to start playing with our measurements and
Right. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
stuff, because
Yeah.
I know, because I mean, it'll be all the way down to 250 or even less,
Even less,
and
right? Yeah, yeah. What the auto filter is going to do? Even if this purple shaded window on a particular leak. Now, understand the leak that we were capturing here was just on the desk, so
right.
this does not represent anything you would see out in the field. But you are right. Many times when you're on a lower frequency pipe, PVC, AC, this purple auto filter window is going to be much farther down the scale, and it might be including 60 hertz in that purple window. The auto filter still, even though this purple shaded filter area is including the 60 hertz, the 60 hertz is not going to be heard by the app, because 60 hertz is such a narrow hertz range. It is 1 hertz. It's 60 hertz. Electricity is at 60 hertz. It's not at 61 hertz. It's not at 59 hertz. It's at 60 hertz. So in order for the app to do any type of leak pinpointing, it looks at a variety, a window of hertz range. Okay, so even though there might be 1 hertz that is uniquely strong, it's not going to rely just on 1 hertz to determine its pinpointing. It's going to require a wider hertz range to determine that there's a leak there. So even when that filter window does go down towards the low end of the spectrum, you're still not going to have to worry about electricity. Okay.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, the auto feed and all the Guterman products are really, it's all auto filtering. I mean, we don't want to be messing with having you figure that stuff out. We have algorithms that some smart people really put a lot of time and effort into. Just use the auto feature. It's going to filter out the electricity for you automatically, and you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, I would just recommend before you go out and shoot an active leak. I mean, shoot an active leak, but if you have time, do a couple deployments, stretch them out so you can do a straight pipe and then bend it and just see how it navigates underneath the map.
Yeah. And then finally, if you want to take your listening that you just did and send it up to ZoneScan Net, which you guys are going to like to do, you can go back to the main menu, tap on Browse Data. You'll see the listening activities that you just did, and you'll click on it. Oops, sorry. And this little up arrow here in the upper right-hand corner allows you to do the upload. And then the upload you're going to set for the date that you collected the data, which is already on underneath the area name that is generated. So June 4th. And then you want to upload the pipes because you drew some pipes. So that's why that's checked. And then with internet access on the tablet, you're going to hit upload. And it's going to export the project. And if we have the, we still need better credentials to log in, it looks like. Bad credentials for user San Jose and project San Jose, yes. So we're going to have to get better credentials. Hold on. Oh, maybe I didn't put in Jake's email. Hold on. Let me go into the settings quick.
Yeah, I think that's what it was, Eric. I didn't.
Do you need the
Yeah, you do.
You do
It's
need
got
the
a-
email?
Yeah, for some reason it's required for sending.
Where do we do that at? Because it doesn't give me an opportunity to do that in account settings. It just gives me the server project, the server username, and the server user password. Unless
I think
the
it's done on Steve's end.
Huh? Yeah. Yeah. Well,
I'll get that and I'll get that enabled.
let's-
Mark. I think it's done behind the scenes.
yeah, I
too.
think it is done behind the scenes. Yeah. So you'll be able to, yeah, once we get the credentials all lined up and everything, you'll be able to upload this data then. Okay.
All right. Well, thank you. We appreciate it.
Any other questions?
Any other questions, give me a shout and we can always jump back on, but let's get back on after you do your first deployment for your 820 loggers.
Okay.
Yeah. No, that was definitely good. That helped me out using that vent. That was the biggest concern or question I had is how do you bend that pipe? So
Yeah,
that
you know what, it does take a little practice on the tablet to do that. But if you're sending your data up to ZoneScan Net, it's a lot easier to draw pipe in on ZoneScan Net. But again, that being said, I'm usually out in the field. You know, if you're out in the field with the EasyScan, you want to pinpoint the leak while you're right there because you don't want to log on to ZoneScan Net and draw the pipe on ZoneScan Net, even though it's easier. So do be patient with it. It just takes a little bit of practice. Remember, the pipe is just being divided each time you add a new segment. Okay.
Yep, sounds
Okay,
good.
sounds
And,
good.
yeah,
We'll work on it.
Great. Sounds good.
All right.
Great, thank you so much, Eric.
Oh,
JD,
you're quite
Max,
welcome.
and-
You're
Oh,
yeah,
absolutely.
and thank you, Mark and Damon.
Yeah, very good.
Thank you,
Well
everybody.
done. Well done, everyone.
Thank you for setting us up.
Okay, absolutely. And we'll be talking to y'all soon.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.